Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Drain Plays, and I'm back with another Quest for the Best. This is episode 2 of Quest for the Best, and it kind of pains me to reveal what this map is in Quest for the Best, because I know it's a map near and dear to a lot of people's heart, and it is to mine. It's just, unfortunately, statistically, this map, you could say this map is the worst zombies map ever, statistically. But, so this is Nocturne and Toten, and it pains me to put Nocturne and Toten so low in Quest for the Best, just because it started everything. It was the first zombies map, but if you look at the stats and you look at everything, it statistically is the worst zombies map, and I'm going to have why it is the worst zombies map in all the categories that I have. But again, it just pains me to put Noct here because it's a zombies map near and dear to everybody's hearts. It is to mine because it started it all. But it just, again, statistically, it's not the best map. And I said at the beginning of this, I wasn't going to be doing my favorite maps. I wasn't going to be doing everybody else's favorite maps. I was going to do it statistically what the worst map is to the best map is. So first, I'm going to judge Noct on color. Now, Noct is like the epitome of just a gloomy, dark warehouse, basically. You don't really know where you are in Noct. Basically, once you finish the World of War campaign, you just see this zombie running towards you, and then next thing you know, you're just in this building, and there's fog outside, and there's these things coming in to the map. Now, if you look around Noct, it's basically just it's just like a rock structure, like with rooms in it. It's kind of hard to explain what Noct really is. It's probably like an old battlefield thing, like some structure in a battlefield. But the colors, it's not great, but it's not awful. And what I mean by that is, like, it's basically just what you would expect if you're in a zombie apocalypse. You're going to be in a beaten down structure like this. And I kind of said something like that for Transit, but Transit's just way worse than Noct because it just doesn't feel the same. Noct, you at least with the colors, you feel like you're in a zombie apocalypse, and the colors sort of make this map scarier. So I'm going to give Noct a 5 out of 10 on colors. Now, the second category I'm going to be judging Noct on is the bosses/extras. Now, unfortunately, Noct did not have any bosses. It didn't have dogs, didn't have denizens, or anything of that nature on it. Basically, the only thing you could kill was zombies. And the extras part of it, all it really added was the sniper cabinet, or on the whole Apple, like iPod Touch thing, it had the flamethrower in the cabinet. But really, other than that, all there really was just killing zombies. So, for the bosses/extras category, I'm going to give Noct a 1 out of 10. Now, the third thing I'll be judging Noct on is the innovation factor. Now, Noct actually didn't do a terrible job of innovation, and you would think that it probably did just because it was such a basic map, but if you really think about it, it added the box, which is a huge part to all of zombies. But other than that, it really didn't add that much. But just focusing on the box, I mean, if you didn't have the mystery box, think of how boring zombies would be. It would just be wall weapons, which Noct added to, but it would just be so boring without the box. Basically, zombies, I don't even think zombies would be nearly as fun. It probably would have died out a long time ago if it didn't have the mystery box. Now, again, for the whole wall weapons part, I feel like if you took away wall weapons, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. Obviously, it would hamper zombies' reputation a little bit, but it still would not be, it wouldn't be as lasting effect as if you took away the box. Now, Noct did a good job at innovating by adding the box, but other than that, really did not see much innovation that had a lasting effect on zombies as a whole. So therefore, I'm going to give Noct a 4 out of 10 in the innovation factor. Now, the fourth thing I'm going to be judging Noct by is the storyline aspect. And I guess you could give Noct a high score just because it was the first zombies map. So there would be no zombie storyline if there was no Noct. However, that is also untrue, because if they started any other map with a zombie storyline, say they started Verrückt was the first map, I feel like it would just be the same exact thing if Noct wasn't even there. And you can't say that about other maps like Origins or Mob of the Dead or Buried. The storyline wouldn't be the same without those zombies maps. And even though Noct did start it all, I feel like you could have just started the zombie storyline with any map, any of the World of War maps, to say the least. So Noct is going to get a 3 out of 10 for storyline, and I might get some hate for that just because it is the first zombies map. So technically it did start the storyline, but again, any other zombies map could have probably started the storyline. And I didn't really see, there wasn't many Easter eggs in Noct anyway. There was only like 2 minor Easter eggs for the storyline anyway. So really, Noct does not get the highest score for the storyline department. Now, the fifth category I'll be judging Knocked on is the zombie feels factor. And I have to say, I have not played Knocked that much. I've probably played it in my lifetime. Actually, I probably played it around 20 times. I mean, that's still a pretty hefty amount. But I really haven't played it that much. And that reason is because it was not my first Zombies map. For a lot of people, Knocked was their first Zombies map. I started off in Black Ops 1, and, Kino was my first Zombies map. But Knocked, just because it was the first Zombies map, I'm going to give it like a 6 out of 10 for the zombie feels factor. And that's just because it started it all. So obviously, and it does feel like zombies just because, again, as I said in the color standpoint, it feels like a zombie apocalypse just happened. Even though if it's all dark and stuff, it feels like a zombie apocalypse just happened. And I feel like that kind of set a precedent for, maps following it. Like, Verrückt was beaten up. Shinonuma was sort of beaten up in its own way. And all these maps weren't perfect. They weren't, like, perfect houses or standards, and they're all beaten up. And I feel like Knocked really set the precedent for that in that map because it felt like you were playing zombies. And I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10 for the zombies feels factor just for that reason. So therefore, Knocked gets a 19 out of 50. And again, it kind of hurts me to put Knocked this low, but statistically, it really isn't the best map. So therefore, Knocked comes in as the 19th best zombie map. So that is Quest for the Best, Episode 2. Now, if you guys disagreed or agree with what I said about Knocked in this video, make sure you put it down in the comments below because I really enjoy interacting with you guys and hearing what you guys have to say. So that is the video for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you could leave a like and possibly subscribe, that would be awesome. Peace out, and make sure you remember to stay draining.